India's first urban civilization, Harappa civilization, 2600 BCE to 1900 BCE. Where is the origin of such an extraordinary civilization as the Harappa civilization? Historians studying advanced civilization like Harappa civilization has always been a subject of interest and challenge. The main question is when different regions of Indian subcontinent were at the low level, a part of Indian subcontinent reached up to the level of urbanization. So this phenomenon opened the gate of plethora of controversies. Earlier, some British scholars tried to explain its origin in Mesopotamian context, but this argument could not withstand scrutiny. There was wide difference in the nature of skills, script, and town planning in both the civilizations. Therefore, because of these disparity, it is not appropriate to consider the origin of Harappa civilization from the Mesopotamian civilization. Through later researches, its indigenous origin have been proved. The alluvial soil brought by floods in the Northwest River Valley proved to be very fertile. This led to a large surplus agricultural production. Then, agricultural surplus encouraged the development of crafts and industries. At the same time, a ruling class and a priestly class emerged. By taxing the surplus production and through religion, were collecting at a single center. Then, it is the same time when granaries were developed, bronze was developed from copper. It played an important role in production, better land and water transportation facilities. In fact, this is the age when writing skill had also developed. The result of the above development was an advanced urban civilization around 2600 before Common Era emerged. Moving forward, why is it considered as distinctive civilization? Several factors have established it as a unique civilization, and certainly the most important factor among this is the advanced town planning of Harappa civilization. The major factors can be explained as follows. Advanced town planning. The distinctive town planning of Harappa civilization makes it unique from its contemporary urban civilizations. The cities were generally divided into two parts, the citadel and the lower town. Ruling class people residing in the citadel and some important buildings were built there. The lower town was a residential area. The lower town was a residential area for common people. The town was built in the shape of a chessboard and or grid manner. I'm repeating again. The town was built in the shape of a chessboard or grid manner. The width of the main road is about 10 meters and two roads intersected each other at right angles. Houses were built along the roads, which had one floors to multi floors. There were a well in the courtyard and there were stairs to go to the upper floor. An important element that attracts us in the town planning of Harappa civilization is the developed water management system, which was rare in other contemporary civilization. Drain pipes were then used to drain dirty water from the upper floors. There was better management of drainage in each house. The house drain was connected to the street drain, and then the drain was connected to the main road drain. Manholes were also built to clean the main drain. The water conservation policy adopted by them is also unique. A vivid example of this is Dholavira of Gujarat. Urban cities exhibited better governance because there are no instances of anywhere violating town planning regulations. Moving forward, now we will talk about the status of common people during Harappan civilization. If we compare the ruling class of the Harappa civilization with other contemporary civilizations like Mesopotamia and Egypt, the difference becomes clear. The outlook of the people of the Harappan ruling class was relatively egalitarian, where the ruling classes of Mesopotamia and Egypt spent enormous resources on building zig- ziggurats, that is, temple, and pyramids, that is, monuments, respectively. So in Mesopotamia, they were building ziggurats, and in Egypt, we see the evidences of pyramids, that is, monuments, while the common people lived in huts and mud brick houses. Whereas the ruling class of Harappan civilization spent less time on their own but tried to raise the living standard of their citizen. The common people lived in houses made of burnt bricks. Under the Harappa civilization, people enjoyed rare civic amenities in Chalcolithic world. Now we will talk about Harappan culture, religion and art. Religion has two aspects, metaphysics and ritualistic. On the basis of archaeological evidences, we get information about ritualistic form of Harappan religion, but the metaphysics is still unknown to us. This is possible only after decipher of the Harappan script. After analyzing the Harappan religion based on the available evidences, the following characteristics are visible. People of this civilization used to worship the fertility cult, that is, the worship of Mother Goddess, the worship of the earth, the worship of the fire, and sacrifice. All these were related to the productive power. Second point, its important feature is its pluralistic form, that is, monotheism. Plurothism, not monotheism. Monotheism is uh, it's about only following one. Polytheism, sorry, not monotheism, polytheism. Its important feature is its pluralistic form. In other words, the worship of many goddesses and deities were prevalent at the same time. The emphasis of Harappan religion was on water worship, fire worship, tree worship, animal worship, fertility cult, mother goddess worship, snake worship, Pashupati Shiva worship, etc. So they used to worship snake, which we also find today in our culture in North India or northwestern India, and in South India we celebrate Nag Panchami as a function. It's a custom we follow. Next, ideal worship was probably prevalent among the Harappans, as large number of stone, copper, and bronze idols have been found, but there is no evidence of a temple during that period. Then the relation of idol worship is linked to devotion, bhaktism. Next, in the field of religion, the primacy of female elements is seen. Amulets lying in children's neck indicate towards animism. Moving forward, legacy of Harappan religion in Indian religious tradition. Although Harappan cities declined, whereas the elements of Harappa religion assimilated with the Indian religious tradition, the present Hindu religion is largely indebted to the Harappan religion. Worship of Mother Goddess, Pashupati Shiva's worship, tree worship, आंवले की पूजा करते हैं और we worship neem and people also. Animal worship, fire worship, water worship, devotion in the other world were also the part of religious life of Harappa civilization, and these elements are seen in present Hindu religion. Moving forward, characteristics of Harappa art. Aesthetic sense of Harappan people is expressed through their art. The Harappans produced a large number of artistic products. These artifacts are found in the form of seals, beads, bronze art, stone art, and terracotta. So these are five things: seals, beads, third bronze art, fourth stone art, and fifth one is terracotta. The seals of the Harappans were generally made of steatite. The seals were square in rectangular shape, and the image of animals were engraved on them. They were used to identify the trade items. Similarly, other types of artifacts were beads. Most beads were made of steatite. However, Harappans used beads of semi precious stones, and beads of gold and silver have also been unearthed. So they used beads were made of steatite, used beads of semi precious stones, and also beads of gold and silver. The beads were used in jewel making. The Harappan people were advanced in metalwork. Evidence of copper and bronze statues of human and animal have found. A bronze statue of a nude dancing girl was wearing a bronze statue of a nude dancing girl wearing a necklace has come to light at Chanhudro. This is an excellent example of art. Lost wax technique is used in its manufacture. From different sites, statues made of stone have come to light, but it is quite interesting that almost all the statues so far collected appear to be in dilapidated form. Among these statues, one of the statue of a bearded priest unearthed from Mohenjo-daro is superb. A large number of terracotta sculptures have been found under the Harappan civilization. Terracotta figurines of humans, animals, and birds have been found. On terracotta figurines, women got more representation than men. These idols were made of baked clay. These were either used for worship or were used for children's toys. But recently, a belief has emerged that clay idols are often used to decorate homes in urban life. Legacy of Harappa civilization in Indian culture. This is the next topic we are talking about. Legacy of Harappan civilization in Indian civilization. Harappa civilization represents an advanced urban phase. Around 1900 BCE, this civilization declined. The decline of civilization was initially taken to meet the end of civilization, but this perception has changed in recent decades. Now, the meaning of the decline of civilization is change in the form of civilization, that is, it has reached the rural level from the urban level but has not ended. If we probe deeply, we find that the legacy of civilization is still present in our culture. This can be explained as follows. Harappa civilization played an important role in development of agricultural economy. Harappan people have a special contribution in the field of agriculture such as cultivation of two crops. Crop pattern was same, the use of plough, etc. Similarly, the Harappan people started cultivating several crops simultaneously. In the field of crafts and workmanship, the method of smelting copper and bronze as well as pottery making has been going on till today since the Harappa civilization. Influence of town planning of Harappa civilization also relevant in the present scenario. Harappan influence can be seen on people's food habits, lifestyle, cosmetics, etc. In the field of religion, Harappan religion is considered to be predecessor of Hindu religion. It had all the characteristics of worship of Pashupat Shiva, worship of Mother Goddess, etc. Harappan influence cannot be underestimated even in the field of art. For example, copper and bronze statues, stone statues, and terracotta figurines are all carry the Harappan tradition till date. Scientific ideas of Harappan people. The people of Harappa had knowledge of numbers, they were aware of stars and planets, they were having the knowledge of metal forging, they were familiar with pictographic alphabets, basic mathematical calculations. Um, through 16 and its multiplies. Basic mathematical knowledge, that is calculation through 16 and its multiplies. Decimal and binary system, feet and cubic in measurement, etc. So these were known to them.